Not all jokes are funny. Please joke responsibly. That's the message of one of the lessons that you learn when you take coursework with World Laughter Tour or buy webinars or otherwise learn about the psychology of humor, the science of laughter, and the emotional experience of mirth. What a wonderful thing. We do it all. There are 15 learning objectives that make the curriculum. So when you take the course, How to Create Therapeutic Laughter, that's a foundation. It's a 2-day course that you take, and you covers the 15 learning objectives. And from there, you have a year's worth of support in a private communication community. We call it the Family of Merry Mirth Makers, where you can get more coaching, get all of your questions answered, get advice about how to bring the power of laughter to people. Whether you do it for free or do it for a fee, we will help you out. It's very important to not be a humor snob. There are a couple kinds of ways that people are snobs about humor. One is within the field of comedy and comedians, there are certain comedians who feel that some comedy is better than others, is more real or more worthy than others. Wherever you can get a laugh, get your laughs. And whatever kind of humor appeals to you, as long as it's not hurtful, as long as it's helping people, bringing them together and lift their spirits, so why not do it? Another kind of way to be a humor snob, there are certain schools of laughter, I guess, or courses in laughter that say only laughter that is produced voluntarily using our particular method without jokes and without comedy is the best kind. That's the real humor. That's the real laughter. No humor, no jokes. You know, that's not my opinion. I was so fortunate to get involved with the laughter and humor movement, applied in therapeutic humor and laughter. That's been a movement for many years in this country and around the world. And I was lucky enough to get involved when I could meet and learn from some of the important pioneers in the field. And so I started out understanding about humor, the power of humor, the healing power of humor, humor for the health of it, putting humor to work at work, humor-powered classrooms. And so I have a great appreciation for humor and comedy, and I have a great respect for people who can do that well and bring it to our lives. And so my advice is, yes, laughter has a wonderful physiology. Laughter can contribute to so many things in your healthy lifestyle. Embrace laughter, endorse laughter, look for laughter, but look for humor. Look for the kind that tickles your funny bone. And I want to give you 7 guidelines today for supporting my request that you kindly use humor in a kindly way. One of the guidelines is that we call when in doubt, leave it out. If you're going to use some humor, you think it'll make a situation or better or a person feel better. If you're not sure, don't do it. Find a different kind of humor. That's very important. Timing is everything. Humor is great and laughter is great, but not always. Sometimes right after a hurtful or situation or something difficult or dark happens, laughter may not be there right away. But when it comes, it's a gift, and you should embrace it and accept that gift. Don't use sarcasm or ridicule. Those are ways of using language that put people down, that are very confusing, and can hurt people's feelings easily. Don't use taboo language. There's certain languages you could use that you can get away with your friends, and they love it, and you got them cracking up. But the same language may not be appropriate at work or in a healthcare setting, or maybe with an aging services situation where you're dealing with seniors or dealing with kids. So be careful about what language is appropriate, and don't offend people with inappropriate language, because once they turn you off, you can't teach them anything, you can't connect with them, you can't persuade them of anything. Be careful when you're making serious comments about humorous subjects, especially with kids, but even with adults. Sometimes we try to make light of serious things, And it gets very confusing about why that's funny. So be very careful about that. Um, Observe the 5-minute rule. Never poke fun at anything that another person couldn't change in the next 5 minutes. Their freckles, their ears, their nose, their hair color, their hair texture. No, I mean, we all have uh, conditions that are practically permanent about us. They should not be the butt of the joke. Um, make fun of situations. Take the situation lightly, but don't poke fun at people. All of these guidelines are by way of saying kindly use humor, but do it kindly. This is part of the learning of the 15 objectives that you will study when you become certified as a laughter leader. Again, it's a foundational course, 2 days, and it's the beginning of a wonderful experience with laughter. I'm putting things here on this little video so that you can find links and get the article that I wrote called Kindly Use Humor Kindly. The richest laugh is at no one's expense. I hope to see you in one of our workshops soon. Be well, take care, keep laughing.